Hi, it's me, Sam B. I've been pretty much living my whole life over Zoom. It's the best way for me to see family, keep in touch with friends, and ruin my children's science classes by talking about flat earth conspiracy theories. Don't worry, I've also been video chatting for good. Here's a collection of some of the most inspiring interviews I've done from the confines of my home. Enjoy looking at my thermostat in the background. In these dark days of coronavirus, there's a glimmer of light coming out of Congress, and it's reflecting off of a whiteboard. You may remember Katie Porter from March, which amazingly was just a few days ago when she wielded her dry erase marker like a sword to confront Trump's CDC official.
No, not good enough. The deadline and the time for delay has passed. You can operationalize the payment structure tomorrow.
I think you're an excellent questioner, so my answer is yes.
Everybody in America hear that. You are eligible to go get tested for coronavirus and have that covered.
That's right. In real time, she forced this dry land Squidward to commit to providing free COVID testing to uninsured Americans. I sat with Representative Porter to find out if anything can stop her.
Not everybody's appreciative when they're on the other side of that accountability.
Okay. Oh.
Other than...
Hello?
Questionable Wi-Fi.
Hello?
Stand by.
Okay. Are you exhausted from appearing in every Republican's nightmares?
No, I think that's a very comfortable role for me.
Okay.
If you're full of bullshit, I'm coming for you. Like, I just don't have time. I'm a single mom. The dinner's burning. I'm late to something. I have 4,000 emails. My hair is frizzy. I haven't shaved my legs in a week. No bull.
Porter has a list of bullshit she wants to take care of, including the shameful lack of coronavirus tests.
Where are the tests?
Here's the reality. The tests are scattered unevenly throughout the nation. We're being told you don't have a lot of cases, so you don't get a lot of equipment. Well, we don't have a lot of cases in part because we don't have any testing.
That seems like a pretty basic math equation that only a Republican wouldn't understand.
Despite their lack of arithmetic skills, Congress managed to pass 3 bills to help with testing and economic stimulus for the U.S. But Porter says Congress's inability to remote vote still stands in the way of further assistance, which is, you guessed it, total.
Congress has not figured out how to remote vote. We have not figured out how to have remote hearings. What Congress is doing right now is trying to learn how to mute and unmute their telephones.
Terrific.
Because we're having these 200-person conference calls, and that's really a level of hell that I had never experienced. The number one thing that I hear every day from my colleagues is, Joe, I think you need to mute your phone. We're definitely struggling our way forward with the technology.
Everybody is struggling with the technology right now. I just learned that when I bend over like this, it appears that I'm wearing a blazer and no top.
And while most members of Congress try to figure out how to get Zoom on their flip phones, this mother of 3 is trying to save the country from her living room.
Definitely, Congress has a list of top priorities right now. There are things like working on more personal protective equipment, working on expanding testing, trying to figure out what the president's doing, if anything, with the Defense Production Act.
Wait, hold on. I have a stink bug on my computer. Get off. I have a stink bug on my computer, and my child is doing piano lessons. So can you hear them in the background? Okay. I cannot. I can't stop it. I
have to say, do you like working at home?
I like it and I don't like it, almost in equal measure. I feel like I'm just working all the time.
Yeah, no, I feel more tired than ever. The other day I was doing live TV, and my daughter comes in wearing, like, buck naked, holding her robe, and she wants to come use my bathroom to take her shower. And I was like, you need to go.
I have read that every day you give your kids a coronavirus briefing.
True.
On a scale of Cuomo to Trump, where do your briefings land?
The information is accurate, so that would put it really far from the Trump spectrum, but it's kind of a little bit harsher than Cuomo.
Okay.
They're not so chit-chatty. I'm not as warm and we're all in this together. I'm more like, if you don't behave, you're going to die. So I'm a little more firm.
That may seem harsh, but you know what they say, the sun will come out tomorrow, right?
It's not going to be better tomorrow. I don't think it's going to be better next week. I'm not sure if it's going to be better next month.
What should we all be doing now? Planning to live off the grid, right? That's what I'm planning for.
This is going to be a long haul.
Yeah.
This is a good time to start planning. So if you don't have a routine to help your kids with distance learning, get one.
Right.
But Dr. Fauci said about the virus is the timeline. That's hard. I think we all want to be agents of control here. We all want to know what we can do. But the single most important thing we can do is try to make our homes safe, try to make our homes happy. Mm-hmm. So if you're feeling like you want to kill your kids, take a deep breath, have a Diet Dr. Pepper or whatever it is you need to calm down, lock mm-hmm. yourself in the bathroom. Not that I have personally done any of those things recently.
It's a very specific list. It's a very specific.
It's a definite strategy. But I do think it's important that we try to stabilize our home lives as much as we can.
We should all be learning how to make preserves.
I will tell you the number of people who have offered me sourdough starter in the last week is in the double digits. And to be clear, I don't have time for that. I got to put trying to bring Congress into the 21st century ahead of the sourdough project.
Stop sending Katie Porter sourdough. She needs to focus. Focus on helping people and exposing the truth about this human sourdough. And hopefully soon her whiteboard will be back in Congress letting everyone know she's...
I just am not there for the bullshit.
Oh dear. Uh-oh.
The best part of sheltering in place is that people are finally answering my prank calls. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. I know that running for vice president must be a very full schedule for you.
Oh, Samantha. Honestly, seriously, my head is so not there. Honestly, my head is so not there.
But I do have a follow-up question. How are you going to balance being the VP, but also being the Attorney General? I want that so bad, but we're in a universe where no one is getting what they want except Mitch McConnell, who'd rather play Animal Crossing than let the Senate get back to work.
We should be working on the next bill to bring relief to families, to the now over 26 million people who just in 5 weeks lost their jobs, to the children of our nation who are food insecure. But there has been such a failure of leadership, in particular out of the White House.
It's so desperate. The stakes are so high. Do you have days where you wake up and you go, oh, I don't know what to do today?
My days are more about trying to contain the bad words that would come out my mouth if I were saying how I was feeling at that moment. Often the word that starts with an M and ends with a.
Deeply familiar.
Particular around, certain times of day when I'm watching certain press conferences.
Oh, I hear you, Senator.
The nation should be able to rely on the president to speak truth, to embrace science. But you have a Donald Trump who downplays the virus, who wants to place blame on others, who then is trying to muzzle the experts, and who is slow to act, who is inconsistent.
Yeah, on that subject, how would you put together the COVID Commission to investigate the abundant failures of the Trump administration? And please feel free to use as much detail as needed.
Right. So Adam Schiff and I, together with others, have a piece of legislation that would create a commission that is about requiring accountability and consequence. That would get started in February of 2021.
The fact that you believe that there's going to be a 2021 is already giving me hope. Hope, something that's been in short supply, especially if you're not a white dude.
The disparities that have long existed based on race are now highlighted. So one of the things I'm calling for around this pandemic is that we make decisions about where the resources should go based on that issue.
Why do you think so many other members of Congress have so much trouble calling this systemic racism? Is it because they have never faced anything like this in their entire natural-born lives?
I think it is because there is a problem in general that America does not want to deal with its history on the issue of race. And so they don't want to call the problem what it is because they don't like the form of the solution.
But while people are being distracted by, staying alive, Kamala Harris is keeping her eye on the ball because, you say it.
Do you know that William Barr, the Attorney General of the United States, has lawyers in courtrooms in America right now trying to get rid of the Affordable Care Act, which brought healthcare to 30 million people who didn't have it.
What the hell?
There's so much about this that is just backwards, excuse my language.
No.
About how people are approaching this moment. This is the moment when you lift other people up, everyone is lifted.
I need you to give the press conferences in the afternoon.
Or
Can you just take over?
One person, just Fauci. You know?
But Brad Pitt isn't the president, and unless we vote Trump out of office, we're kind of totally 100% doomed.
How are you going to ensure that we can all vote?
So my Vote Safe Act says, one, let's require voting by mail to make sure that all states have early voting at least 20 days before election day, so you can do it according to your schedule.
How do you think that Republicans will explain trying to block your act?
Here's the thing, the president knows that if there is vote by mail and it is available to all Americans, then it is very likely that he would lose. He is not a winner in terms of what our country.
He is not a winner.
He's not winning for us.
I agree, Madam Vice Attorney President General. I agree.
What do you say to Americans who are watching you right now who are scared?
I say that you're a terrible reporter. You know you're a fake. You're so disgraceful.
Trump's press conferences are stressing me out.
There'll be a lot of death. I think we've done a great job.
And like a wise man once said, it's almost like the United States has no president. We are a rudderless ship heading for a major disaster. So in search of calming and meaningful leadership, I called my president, Elizabeth Warren, and she answered.
I wanted desperately to vote for you, and you dropped out of the race, and it felt like the end of the world, and now it feels like the world is like actually ending.
Yep.
If you were the president right now, what would you say to the American people?
It's hard right now, but when we work together, we can make this better. My job as leader is to do the long-term planning, to bring in the experts and people who have real organizational skills so that we have good ideas and we're making them happen. But everybody can help. You help when you keep yourself safe and healthy. You help when you take care of America and take care of yourself.
Now, which one of your son-in-laws is in charge of the pandemic response and also the Middle East peace process?
That's right, she had a corona plan back in January, but people were too busy telling her a woman couldn't be president to listen. So what's she doing now?
So I've put out more plans about what we can do now. And a big part of it focuses on the importance of testing. And I mean testing in the tens of millions and repeating those tests so that we know who's contagious, we know where the hot spots are. It's going to get better, but we're going to have to keep pushing to make that happen.
Okay, you are relentlessly optimistic.
I am.
What do you have, shares in Zoom or something? Just on top of the world.
No, but I believe in us. Come on, okay. I really do.
Unfortunately, the only thing President Trump believes in is ill-fitting suits. The Trump administration has told states they have to source equipment on their own, but then obstructs them from procuring it.
On a scale of Wall Street bailout to Tom Cotton's salary, how big a waste of taxpayer money is having states bid on PPE?
Oh, this is beyond a waste of money. Having different states and sometimes medical centers bidding against each other so that the price of a mask that used to be 40 cents goes up to $4 or $15 just means states are shelling out money like crazy, money that they don't have to try to protect their people. And at the same time, who's raking it all in? A profiteer, some kind of manufacturer. That is nuts.
Why is being the worst at coronavirus response the thing that we have to be the best at?
I know.
Which is why the 2020 election is so important. Problem is, coronavirus isn't just making toilet paper harder to find, it's also making voting harder.
What is your plan for making sure we can all vote in November? Because that feels critical.
Yeah. Really important.
Wow.
So I see the election in Wisconsin as sounding an alarm, and we all better wake up and put in place procedures so that every American citizen has access to voting without having to make trade-offs about whether it's good for their health or not. So here's what I propose. Here's my plan.
Of course you have a plan. Of course you always had a plan.
Every state should be required to send a ballot and a postage prepaid envelope to every registered voter. In addition, people should be able to register online, and registration periods should be extended.
I know that you dropped out of the race, but is there a way that you could drop back in? It's just a thought that I had.
I appreciate the thought, Sam, but I think we have our nominee.
Yeah, but he's not the president yet, and until he is, God willing, oh my God, I never thought I'd say this, Congress is our best bet at helping America get through coronavirus. But they are currently all self-isolating. Are you able to at least take comfort in the fact that self-isolating reduces the risk of having to have a conversation with Ted Cruz? Like if they're...
You remember, Ted Cruz was one of the first who went into quarantine, and it did not make things worse in the Senate.
You know, it's always important to find brightness where you can. You just look for those little points.
Little points of light.
Yes, little points of light. Like the 7 p.m. cheer for healthcare workers, banana bread, and this god-awful video. If Mitch McConnell tried to get all of the senators to sing Imagine, would you do it?
Yes. You know, I'd sing 2 songs with Mitch McConnell if he would give me cancellation of student debt in return. Always in the bargaining. Always in the bargaining.
Okay. This is the last thing. While you were on the campaign trail, I didn't get a chance to take a selfie with you, but would you take a selfie with me right now?
Of course.
Okay, let's do it. Here we go. Here we go. Thank you so much. If you liked this video, hit subscribe and let me know in the comments below. And if you didn't like this video, I'm sure you've already left a comment. Thank you so much.